Well, hello, and welcome to Gallifrey's Most Wanted presents the Runcible Report. And me and Jeff. Say hello, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
We're here. We were supposed to be talking about the Hinchcliffe era. We have just had a 45-minute conversation about our opinions on Modern Who, which I will cut and paste and post at some point because...
Listener discretion is advised.
Yes.
I may have said things.
You know what? You're allowed to say them, Jeff, and I didn't disagree with you 100%. You know? I get
Not
it.
100%.
Not 100%. I disagreed a little bit.
99.9.
No. We have a different opinion on certain... There's an era that I love.
We do, but...
No, I get
That's
it.
fine, because we're all different, and we all take Doctor Who in different ways, and there are different things that mean different amounts to us, you know?
One day I'm going to get you to change your opinion on a season. Because I'm getting sick and tired of you making me change my opinion. It's fucking getting
I'm too
old.
set in my ways. that's the problem.
You got to impress something different. But hey, I wasn't as big at what we're going to talk about. We were going to talk Philip Hinchcliffe, which we will do later. And because I do
you know what, that's a big topic, and there's a lot to say about the Hinchcliffe era. Yeah. Good and bad.
I'm a huge fan.
It's not all roses.
Oh no. I will admit that the Tom Baker era is. I hate it, but when I watch it, I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just don't watch it all in one go. Because Baker fatigue is a real thing.
No. I can take him in about I'll put it this way. I can take him in a Blu-ray set length time, and that's it. I still haven't finished my season.
I'm so glad they're staggering the Doctors and not releasing them in order.
Oh, God, I couldn't deal with 7 sets of him in a row. But we're here to talk Big Finish, because a Big Finish box set, or I don't know, are they really box sets? They're not box sets.
Yeah,
but they're really,
well, they're... Yeah, let's call them box sets.
Let's call them box sets. But the Big Finish decided, and I heard a great interview with Nicholas Briggs about this, that they wanted to rebrand or restart the first Doctor adventure, so they hired a new actor and an actress to play Dodo, and we're seeing adventures that take place between the Savages and the War Machines. And it's Stephen Noonan,
Stephen Noonan.
And what's Miss Cornelius' first name?
Lauren Cornelius.
Lauren Cornelius starring in it. And they did... This was... And Briggs' thing was they hired a new first Doctor and a new second Doctor actor, Stephen Noonan and Michael Troughton. And they're going to do these new first and second Doctor adventures that are different from the sets they've done before. And I got it the other day, and I listened to it, and I stopped listening to everything else. And we're talking about the box set that contains The Outlaws and The Miniaturist.
Yes, because they're not numbering them now; they're naming them.
I know.
They're naming all of the sets, which I think is a really good idea. Actually, it's just more classic, isn't it?
They're doing it with the Sixth Doctor. I listened to the 11 box set recently. And I enjoyed that. I like the 11, and I like 60. So
I love the 11. Yeah, the 11.
I do too. I love the 12. I want some 12. I want Ruth, the fugitive Doctor, to meet the 12.
Oh my God! 2 ends of a timeline there. Yeah, that'd be really good.
The final battle. But these are great. And let's just start with what did you think of the overall feel? Because this is different from anything we've heard.
I've listened to it twice in 24 hours. That's how much I enjoyed it on the first listen through, and I felt like I'd missed stuff. So I wanted to go back and sort of re-savor it. It's like being wrapped up in a warm 60s hug of authenticity.
Oh my God, it is so... It hit... I'm listening. I'm a huge Rufus Hound fan. I love his monk. He's my monk.
Yeah.
I saw someone go, well, they overuse him. Shut up. What are you saying? Stop that. Don't say that. You're wrong. It's But the thing I love about the Hartnell era, one, its uniqueness. It is the only it's the only era like it. Nothing gets after Cybermen, really after War Machines. Nothing is the same again. You know.
No. Yeah.
You have a little backslide with the Smugglers, and that's about it. But it's basically moving to Base Under Siege, Monster of the Week. You know, a little more sci-fi.
And there's a reason for that. It's because Doctor Who started getting sold to the States.
Yeah, you were dumbing it down for us. I mean, I'm gonna say that bluntly because it is dumbing it down.
Well, no, it's just that your viewing audience. We've been talking about different tastes of viewing audiences anyway for like half an hour. But your viewing audience has a specific brand of story that is presented to you, and so that's what you acquire a taste for. And that's what you view as good TV, and it has to be quite formulaic.
We like everything the same. We want it.
Believe me, I've seen enough Law and Order to know the score.
We are both married to Law and Order addicts.
Yes, we
are. But no, we want a happy ending. We don't want anything ambiguous. Everything has to be explained to us. There's got to be and it's true. I am an Anglophile because my mother was one, and I like a complex story. You guys get heavy dramas. You guys do period pieces like no one else, and they're beautiful and they're well written. Your writers are better. I think we have great American TV writers, but I can, as a Who fan, I understand why Russell Davies has all these awards for his non-Doctor Who stuff, because what I've seen of it, it's brilliant art. He's making art when he does those. But he also can make light entertainment. I think Stephen Moffat's sitcoms are funny. As funny as others. I don't like sitcoms. I just don't like the genre. But they're funny.
I don't know if I've ever watched any of his.
Coupling's good because in ours, everybody has to be a good person. In an American sitcom, everybody's a good person. Coupling, no. They're not. There's a guy in there who's
flawed but good.
Nah, one of them's he's a prick, and he's funny, and he's the butt of the jokes, and he's there to say something silly, and you guys always it's very much a British trope in a sitcom. We have them too, but I think you guys do it better. That odd man out of the group, who's a little crap. But it's we have different things. Like you couldn't have put Hartnell Doctor Who with the historicals on American TV.
No, it's too out there.
It isn't. It is.
Hartnell Who is really weird, and
it's way weirder than people would think until you read back and go look at it.
But that's what this set's captured so well.
My God, this could be mid-season 2.
It could, yeah. Other than Dodo being there, if you swapped Dodo out for Vicky.
Because you'd be in a fetal position and just listening to this in a loop, going, "I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know, but it is. It captures the era perfectly, and it does that, and it's very different.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's definitely modern, but. That's fine. That's fine. We can do modern tellings of Hartnell-esque stories. And it works really, really well. And it works really well on audio. Now, maybe that's because we're so used to having to listen to so many Hartnell stories.
Maybe a little bit. I mean...
that we've got used to hearing Hartnell.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just seeing Hartnell. It's the same with Troughton.
Yeah, I think you're right. I prefer.
We've got automatic ear for it.
Well, see, what I like about that is that I can do it while I'm outside of the house. I don't have to stop. Do
them at work, or doing the washing up, or
going for a walk. The dogs. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the Missy box set that has the monk and the nun.
Oh, that's such a good set.
I'm on the one where they've landed on Earth and they've got the weaponized clone that Missy made.
Oh God, do you know what?
Businessman. So.
Yes, yeah. All right, yeah.
So I'm enjoying the middle of that. But I had to skip. I had to stop when everything was. I stopped all my podcasts to listen to this because I was excited to hear this new guy play the Doctor, and I don't know how to describe it. It is very different from Hartnell, yet it is Hartnell-ish. He does.
I think
he
Nick
does
Bruce
his own
says
thing.
he hits the notes, but it's Hartnell on a different instrument.
That's who said
so
that.
The music's right. Nick Briggs said that in the extras.
I must have missed out. That's great. That's
it.
Because I felt it. When he gets angry, and when he giggles.
Yeah. It's all about inflection and tone, and where Hartnell makes really strange acting choices because he's used to an older style of acting, and he's used to theatre acting and film acting and all sorts of different experiences, but he's a versatile actor and he made very specific choices for this character that only he really could have made. Yet Stephen Noonan is now picking up on that style and hitting it in all the right places. I see Hartnell in my head. I don't see a guy being Hartnell.
No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. When I listen to Peter Purves do Hartnell, and he does Hartnell very well. I like his Hartnell.
He's done excellent First Doctor stuff. As
but
has
I see
William
him doing
Russell,
it.
because they worked with him, they knew him, so they are also informed in how Hartnell acted. So they have a bit of an advantage there because they knew the guy.
Yeah.
And they knew what he was like behind the scenes as well as in front of the cameras.
Yeah. But I see Peter Purves acting. When I listen to him, I enjoy it, but I see him playing the First Doctor. I
hear him.
Yeah. It's coming through. And the David Brierley ones, they're entertaining and they're fun, but it's like I'm watching someone do a different,
it's like a recreation.
And sometimes the historical ones I really like. Sometimes when they do the sci-fi ones, I'm like, okay, this is what's that awful play, The Key to Whatever?
Oh, 7 Keys to Doomsday.
Yeah.
They'd be mean about 7 Keys to Doomsday.
Oh God. I've never listened to the audio adaptation of it.
I haven't actually. I would like to, but.
But no, but with this I saw them, and I love Dodo. Dodo, they had someone write Dodo consistent for 6 episodes, which did not happen in the 1960s.
And they also based it off Gunfighter's Dodo, which was absolutely the right choice because Gunfighter's Dodo is the best Dodo.
It's the only good Dodo because everything else is there. I'm a huge Hartnell fan, but they're. Between the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve and the War Machines, it's hard for me to get through some of it because it's not the best.
I really like Dodo, and Jackie Lane did not have a good time and was not given an easy time of her
100%
job. And they go into that a little bit in the extras as well, not wanting to just sort of like give all the game away, but they do acknowledge that Jackie Lane had a really hard time trying to perform under very difficult circumstances, and I think it's important that is acknowledged because it had an impact on Jackie Lane that kept her away from Doctor Who for the rest of her life, pretty much. And that's a shame because she's actually, at her core, really good and really, really likeable as Dodo. Dodo's got feisty spirit.
Yeah, exactly. And and I think, when I listen to Flight Through Entirety and I've been listening to all Time and Space, going through the end of the Hartnell the thing is, Jackie Lane, when she's given good stuff to do, like the Gunfighters, which isn't a story I love, but I have, I've watched it again and I enjoy it more, but they don't write her consistently, and then they cut when they write her out, it's insulting and it's wrong. And I like the War Machines.
I do, but it's tainted by the way that she's treated. And it's only the fact that Ben and Polly turn up that makes me able, and that brilliant bit where Hartnell faces down the actual War Machines. I love that bit as well.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I find the War Machines a little bit difficult to watch. I don't enjoy it.
They immediately start writing. She gets out of the TARDIS, and you see the writing her out start.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
it's
even
such
subtle.
a shame. But,
well,
it's just rude, isn't it? But then
it's unprofessional.
Doctor Who treating his actors in always the most professional way is not necessarily something.
Well,
that's
true in any theater, television business. They treat them like they're disposable. They'll get someone else. But Lauren Cornelius is amazing. They're great together.
She's so good.
Yeah, man.
Because I loved her in the thingy of Det Sen. I thought, oh, good. Yeah, good. She's a good Dodo.
Oh my God, she's so good in that. That was such a good one. I really like that one too.
Yeah, that was a good story. Yeah.
What I've discovered I'm enjoying more right now with Big Finish is the spin-off stuff and the old Doctor stuff, the first, second, and third Doctor stuff.
You see, that's pretty much my favourite Doctor Who is up to I'm going to say 75, maybe from 63 to 75. I think is on the whole very solid television. I think, unfortunately, it gets a little bit shaky, a little bit during the Troughton era, end of Hartnell, early Troughtons, all a bit. But there are still absolute gems to pick out of all of
it's not consistent.
All of those seasons, yeah.
Well, I think Pertwee, for the most part, all of his seasons are solid as a whole. I think Troughton's last season as a whole is really solid.
Yeah, I do. I mean, anything that's got the Dominators in, it's got to be good.
I like the Dominators, even the diaper people.
That's a shout out for Fraser, by the way.
Yeah. But let's talk about the individual story of the Outlaw. I loved it. I love historicals. I love the historical comedies, and it's got the monk in it, and it's Rufus Hound Monk, and it just makes me happy.
I mean, for a start, Elizabeth Mars is writing really good Doctor Who.
Oh,
because
every time her name's
did the
on it,
Grey Man of the Mountain.
Oh my God, that thing was amazing.
Yeah. That was probably my favourite Seventh Doctor story, which is ridiculous. That's telly and audio. Yeah, really good. Really good.
Everything she does, I love. Everything. And the other young lady, hold on.
Lizzie Hopley, isn't it?
I like her stuff too.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a way of telling the legend of Robin Hood without meeting Robin Hood.
It's so good. It's so funny.
It is.
It's so well
and
done.
that the guy that is Robin Hood is an idiot. The monk's a moron. Well, he's not a moron. He's just Rufus Hound is just they write for Rufus Hound now to where he's not really a bad guy 100% of the time.
He's not a bad guy. He's a nuisance. He's that guy that you just wish would shut up and go away, you know. But him not shutting up and not going away is constant joy. He's so good. He thinks he's
doing the right thing. I'm smarter than everybody else. So he's like Elon Musk. I'm smarter than everybody else. So I'm gonna tell you how to do it, and then it's kind of like.
But he's also a coward.
He's also a coward, and he's self-important.
He's also actually really, really charming.
See, that's why I like Rufus Hound. I like Graham Garden's version in the Eighth Doctor stuff. He was okay, but it was more villain. But what I like about Rufus Hound is he gets what why they hired Peter Butterworth to play it. There's a lot, and it's why they hired Gemma Whalen to play the nun.
Yeah.
You hired two stand-up
She's excellent as well.
She's so good. I love her so much. But it is such a fun romp, and it's why I just re-listened to in the last couple months the Mythmakers. I've never really liked the Mythmakers, but right about a week before Mark Cockrum drops An All the Time in Space, I listen to or I watch. And I've got some of these that are on visual. I've also got like on audiobook, the book, the soundtrack. And I listened to them. And this last time I listened to Mythmakers and I went, okay, it is a pretty good comedy for the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. It's very much the Romans and the gunfighters. Because I like the comedy historicals. I love the Romans. Romans is one of my favorite ones, and one of my favorite first Doctor stories. It's a lot of fun, and that's what I kind of got from the Outlaws. Was this is a fun comedic romp set in a quasi historical setting because
with that traditional Hartnell-esque twist towards the end where suddenly things start getting just a little bit darker.
Yeah. It's like she knew. Episode 4, it's like, wait a minute. Whoa. And the cast is just so good. It was just so good. The music was good. I loved everything about it.
The sound design was really good. There's a bit where they're talking in the rainy forest, and you could hear the rain on the leaves pattering, and I was there. I
was walking the dog, and I just kind of zoned out for a bit.
Yeah.
And listened to it. It really pulled me in, and I could listen to this one. It's like I've always threatened myself. Because it is a threat, it's an act of violence, to start at and use just Big Finish and TV and start and do them in chronological order, like all the pre-Earthly Child audios. That's a lot. See, it's an act of violence on oneself. It's.
I don't know if you could do it. You must be able to, but you would have to be.
You'd have to listen to one thing or watch a thing every day. You'd have to do something every day.
Yeah. For a long time.
Okay, I don't think you would get. Once you got to Tom Baker, you're screwed.
Oh shit! Yeah, because there's like 9-10 seasons of him, and plus all of the classic Doctors, old Doctors, new monsters, all of the. Oh, God, there's so much. There's so
a lot.
Much. Then there's
I do when I listen to.
Then you've got to fit in all of your Dalek Empire stuff. You've got to fit in Dalek Universe. You've got to fit in. Where does Cyberman go? Is it?
Well, there'd be points where I go, if the Doctor doesn't show up, unless it's a direct thing. But no, it's exactly. You would.
Do you watch I, Davros before Genesis of the Daleks or the Daleks? Or...
Oh no! I know where that goes. Right before you do Davros.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even though Davros came first.
But
it was because of Davros and those flashbacks, really, that they did I, Davros,
or
wasn't it?
You put it right after. You just wanted to do them. Yeah. But no, I don't think I would ever do that to myself. I don't think I could. Because I'm enjoying. What? Are you carrying me? It is a lot.
Yeah, do it. We'll do it together. Do it.
Do it. Liar.
I ain't got time for that. I've got Skyrim to play.
Can't you listen to it while you play Skyrim?
Oh, no. I need to be immersed.
Okay.
It's a role-playing game, Ross. It's a role-playing game.
I remember I'm too old for that. We had Pong, and I didn't ever have a gaming console until I was 30 and smoked a lot of weed and played sports games while I chain smoked. It was ugly.
It's nice to have a hobby, though.
Well, no, it's like I'm better medicated these days, so I can read again.
That'd be nice. I need quiet. I need quiet to read, and I don't. There's not a lot of quiet.
Oh no, I got you. I go out on my patio and then and read. And I read comic books mostly right now. I haven't tried to do a novel or a book, except for when I've done Doctor Who literature podcasts I've guested on. But let's get back to this. I really like this one. I love the Outlaws was great. It was everything I wanted historical. Plus I get Rufus Hound.
We got Billy Fluffs. He puts Billy Fluffs in, and they're so good. Do
you think it's written or?
Yes, yeah. I think they were deliberately.
They're very precise.
Cheryl and Sheriff. I love that. That is my favourite one.
Doesn't he do a Chesterton? Doesn't he do a Chesterton?
The Chester Gold.
Chester Gold.
It's he was behind the bush, the ambush.
It's great, man. It's great. I saw people going, "Oh, I didn't like that one. It wasn't. The miniatures was better." And I said, "I think what it is you've just been given a box set with two of the greatest things about Hartnell, comedy historicals, and then the miniaturist, one of the most thought-provoking, wonderful science fiction story. It was like Quatermass in the Pit to me, and for me, that is the gold bar because that movie literally is in my top 5 movies of all time."
Yeah.
Okay, for me, that's why I like British science fiction. Because you don't know what is going on.
Do you know what it really reminded me of, especially in episode 2? It's that bit in Edge of Destruction where Hartnell is giving his soliloquy in the darkened TARDIS console room.
Yeah.
With the console just behind him, and he's talking about space and the forming of universes. And there's a bit, no spoilers, but there's a bit that just absolutely evokes that Hartnell, and that bigger picture that he sees all of the time. There's a lot of. I mean. You got Annette Badland.
It took me a second because I hadn't looked at the cast list. And when she's the miniaturist and she's talking to Dodo, and I went, "Who is that?" Because there's something to her delivery in it that is very different than everybody else. And then I went, "Oh, mother of God, that's Annette Badland, and she is just stolen this entire story away from the leads." It is all about this one scene and listening to her talk to Dodo, and I will build you, which, I thought those affected voices like in old Doctor Who, in 60s Doctor Who, like the aliens.
The voice of the Animus.
Yes, I will get you. Yeah, and it's very, it's the master in Mind Robber, or the sergeant who's possessed by the great intelligence in Web of Fear.
Yeah.
It's cliche as hell, but
it's so Doctor Who.
Oh my God, it was very. I got John Wyndham vibes from it, like Children of the Damned, that kind of horror science fiction that you guys do so well. I got all of that. It is. If this had been a Doctor Who in the 60s. It would have been freaking amazing.
Yeah, it would. It's taking what's really special about the Hartnell era, which is that willingness to experiment.
Yeah, pushing that envelope.
Medium, and push the envelope and do something that is really out. I mean, Edge of Destruction is an absolute fever dream of a Doctor Who story, but it's great.
It is. It is. I think people underrate it, that how good a performance it is from all 4 of the cast in that.
And it's that original brief of forwards in time, backwards in time, sideways in time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really sideways.
Oh, my God.
There's references to jumping time tracks because the Doctor's warned Dodo about because of the Space Museum.
And that he wants to get out of there. This is Doctor
before.
Yeah. This is the Doctor before he wants to change things. I'm out. I'm not. This could blow up the entire solar system. We're leaving.
Yeah. It's very clever. It's very well done, and it's got such a tiny cast. Such a tiny
the guy
cast.
I had to look up who was playing the policeman.
Oh, the Night Watchman.
Yeah, the Night Watchman.
Yeah.
And because I don't have Corey, I've never seen Corey, so I don't know this guy. He is in Downton Abbey, but I stopped watching Downton Abbey after the second season because it's the same thing over and over again.
I didn't know he'd been in either of those. So I don't watch.
No. Well, no, he's been on Corey for like 20 years.
Has he?
He's a famous character, and he was in a couple seasons of Downton Abbey as the boyfriend of one of the maids. But he's my age.
Google him.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I could tell he was. I was about to...
Do you know him?
I could tell he was older than me. Let's put it that way.
Oh, he's older than me. Well, he's my age. I hope he's older than me.
Paul Copley, isn't it?
Yes. And it was somebody.
I'll know him when I see him.
I recognized him.
Names. Hang on,
but I don't recognize him for what they said he was famous for. But I love the cast on it. It's great. It is so good. And the whole thing inside the shell. And that the goodbye. Why does the goodbye take so long? Because it's an important goodbye.
Yeah. It's really sensitively handled, and it's really quite heartwarming. The Doctor says memory is the most overlooked dimension.
I love that line. God, I love that line.
Yeah. It's really pretty, really good story, and that you can have this romp through Lincoln Forest and a story like The Miniaturist, and them both feel so authentic to the era.
It's
speaks
amazing.
Volumes about what Doctor Who was doing in the 60s.
You know what? I had gotten to a point where I was listening to a lot of Big Finish, and I took a break. And I was very adamant that I listened to stuff in the order it was released, and I got behind because there's a lot going on, And then I started jumping around to do the things I wanted to do. I listened to all the Dalek Empire stuff in order at one point, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I like Sarah King. I like Anna Kingdom. I liked the robot. I liked Tennant. I like Tennant a lot more now in Big Finish than I kind of want to go back and listen to the other. And he's playing that Doctor on the Death March. So, but it's not overpowering the story. He's just he doesn't.
No, because
really,
that's not. Yeah, that's
he
not
doesn't
the
know
focus.
it's happening. But I know what's coming, and it works for me. And I liked all that, and I liked a little bit with Tom Baker, and I liked all the stuff. And I went and finished off Stranded, which is something that Jeff and me will be discussing, and we're going to bring Mark Cochran back on because we discussed the first two sets with him. And I love Stranded. I mean, I was jumping around like that. This
I've listened to Unit Nemesis 2, and I did Old Friends. The Ninth Doctor set, Old Friends.
I haven't got to that. I just bought it this week.
Oh, damn, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, I want to talk. That I loved. I did. I'm admitted, and I said this on Trap One when I guested. I did the old not the old soldier, the Cyberman story. I guested on
Spare Parts.
No, the one, the Ninth Doctor one where at set during films, the one set during the filming of Metropolis.
Oh yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah,
I was lucky. That was the one I got to talk about. But
nice.
I jumped around and I did those. I did Stranded. But I listened to. I was in the middle of listening to Missy with the Monk. And the next thing is And the next two, I was like, I'm going to do them in order because the next one is a third Doctor venture with a Sarah Jane story and a Liz story that I have not listened to.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, and then there's a River Song I haven't listened to, and it may be the one where she starts working for Unit. I think that's yeah. See, and Jeff has been converted to the spin-off stuff because he realized that Big Finish fixes the things that you don't like about him in TV. You can flesh them out.
Oh, Unit Nemesis 2, second Nemesis, because it's got the 11 in it for a start. So
yeah, I just got that one, but I haven't listened to the one before it. So that may be like a week.
Do them both in one big.
That's what I think I'm doing. I think that's what I do when I get to the next one. I'm going to do it because I want to listen to it because Big Finish is really doing really great work. And my whole point of this tangent was that I'm finding that after a break, I'm like, I love the ending of Stranded. I loved it.
Yes. Yeah.
But every time I put something else in my ear from them recently, it's what I need for my Doctor Who. One, we're having these huge gaps between Doctor Who. I hate special seasons. I hate it. I hate it. It is choppy. It's annoying. I have liked the last two specials a great deal for two totally different reasons.
Yeah.
And me and Vic just talked about it an episode ago. I loved pirate movies as a kid. I watch a lot of 40s pirate movies.
Okay.
That's I take it that they did too. I also like Ray Harryhausen movies, and I thought Legends of the Sea Devils was very much like I was watching Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
It's got those vibes, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But I forgot how much I'm filling the gaps right now for Doctor. I'm almost done with my season 17 box set. I'm waiting for season 22.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. But
God,
I'm waiting for Abominable Snowman to come out. There's so much stuff I'm waiting for, and I was ignoring it, and I was jumping around, and then I listened to this last week, and I went, this has got to be one of the best Big Finish. If I would rank this incredibly high on my Big Finish list.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much this
is coming in my top.
10.
Probably my top 5.
I'm putting it up with Chimes of Midnight and Spare Parts.
See, I don't really like Chimes of Midnight.
I do like I like Chimes of Midnight, but I only like it at Christmas time.
I don't like Christmas, so.
Well, I know, but I also like that you guys do Christmas horror stories.
Yeah.
It's something we don't
Christmas
do.
Ghost story.
We don't do ghost stories at Christmas. It's not part of our.
Come
culture.
on, Dickens. Come on.
We just watch one of yours. I will only watch. There are only like 3 Christmas carols I'll watch. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes.
The Alistair Sims one because I like seeing a Scot.
Yes.
He's an amazing actor. And stuff like that. But this one really kind of hit me, and I'm looking forward to because there's an arc. In the special feature says there's, they've got plans, and I'm looking forward to the second Doctor one. Have I listened to a Michael Troughton one yet?
Have you done the Annihilators?
Yes, I have. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
Is that Simon? Did Simon write the Annihilators? No, he wrote.
He wrote Hour of the Cybermen.
Scourge of the Cybermen.
Scourge of the Cybermen.
I have asked him to come on, and I'm going to check back with him because I do want to talk to him about that. He said he was very busy and ask him in a couple months.
Yeah.
I will. I have liked those long form full audio.
I've really liked them. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Matthew Waterhouse one. The one he wrote.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
How is it?
Long.
Ooh, ouch.
No, it's good. It's good. I don't know. I think I don't think I was in the right headspace. 7 hours was a bit much. I don't think I'm going to give it another. I'm going to give it another listen to give it a fair crack. Because I kind of lost the gist of what was going on about 3/4 of the way through, and I kind of lost interest after that. But I think that was more on me.
Cybermen. I think
because it starts and it feels so season 18. I mean, he's nailing that. He's got
Really?
it absolutely. Yeah. He's a really good writer. I think the problem was with me, but it just got to a point where I was like, there's too much of this now. I've lost it. Which sometimes happens. My concentration wanes. I've been up and down lately, so it's yeah.
I think when I listened to Scourge of the Cybermen, it was like at the perfect moment. I did the Annihilators and that back to back. That's a lot.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is, and they're both
masterpieces. The Annihilators is what, 2.5, 3 hours?
It's 3 and it's a 7-parter. So it's
it is, isn't it?
They did because no, because they were like, oh no, if we're gonna do a season 9 or season 7, we're gonna do a 7-parter.
What's really exciting is we started with Tim Treloar. Now we've got Michael Troughton and Stephen Noonan on board, and we're actually getting. I don't want to say authentic. Because I don't think that really does justice to what they're doing, and I don't think it does justice to what Big Finish are trying to do. But it just gives them a chance to tell these stories in a much more coherent and like the Living Doctors stories.
I think that's a good way to put it. I agree. I think also there's an authenticity.
There is authenticity because they're getting writers who understand those eras and enjoy those eras have been inspired by those eras and can find the right atmosphere that surrounded the shows at these very unique times.
They're not parroting it either. They're not acting at all. They're finding their own groove, and I think they've taken to. I think Nick Briggs
is taking the sensibilities of each era. The mindsets of the producers of the time.
What would I be doing if I was working then and thinking? And I think they're picking the right people.
I think it helps if you can write and hear the voice of the character, and because we can. When we think of a doctor, when you read a Target book, you hear the doctor's voice, you hear the companion's voice because you know them so well. And no, none of these guys are doing pitch perfect impressions, but what they are hitting are those notes, like
the
Nick
rhythm,
Briggs, the rhythm, the flow, the choices that these actors would make. And that is much more authentic than an impressionist just reading lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're acting. They've got actors doing this.
I was not looking forward to Michael Troughton. I was like, I don't know him as an actor except in that one Christmas special. That's the only thing I've ever seen him in. His brother, I've seen, in tons of stuff.
No. That's it. Hang on.
No, Michael.
Oh, I'm thinking of Midnight. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh no, yeah. They both have done one episode of Modern Who, yes, but no, and he's an okay actor, but he really got it. He really got it, and he's not doing an imitation of his dad, but he is his father's son. I sound like my dad. I grew up in the South, and I don't sound like a Southerner because my dad was from Brooklyn. So I've got his speech patterns. I think David Troughton sounds a lot like his dad when he hits certain pitches. When David Troughton tries to be funny, he sounds like his dad. To me. I hear his dad in his voice. And I think it's just Michael Troughton being Michael Troughton playing the second Doctor. And having, I know my dad's speech pattern.
That's it. And that's the important thing that I think gets missed somewhere along the way. They're not playing William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, or John Pertwee playing Doctors 1, 2, and 3.
No.
They're playing the first Doctor, the second Doctor, and the third Doctor.
Yes,
and they're giving their own performance as actors, but they're being true to the original actors in the way that performance
basically
is
as
structured.
If it was a real person. If I'm playing Abraham Lincoln, or no, let me pick. If I'm playing Ronald Reagan, someone I can watch hours of films of him, to get his
and
body
study them.
and
Exactly.
be believable.
It's like the Frost Nixon.
Oh
film.
my God, Frank Langella is a full foot taller than Richard Nixon, but it's Richard Nixon, and Michael Sheen really understands David Frost. I want to say Dick Cavett. Why? David Frost, he gets it. It's when he plays Blair.
Yeah.
You really get it.
It's that same kind of thing, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's they're playing the character as though the character is a real person.
And all these old episodes are just film clips that they're mimicking, and then they do what people like Tom Hanks and other people who play a lot of historical people. Daniel Day-Lewis, does it. You see their acting chops, but you still see the real person that they're portraying, and they're treating the first, second, and third Doctor as if they were real. And I'm going to go even further. I've been talking about the Scourge of the Cybermen. That's read by one person.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing. Because he gets
his Sarah Jane.
It
freaked me out. It freaked me out. There's moments where she's terrified, and I hear Liz Sladen, and John Colshaw's delivery is so... He understands it. But he's like us. He has watched every series.
But it's like Sadie and Daisy playing their mum's characters.
Yeah, we've talked about... Yeah, they're...
And how much I enjoy them, and how I hear the truth of the characters coming out in the same way that their parents made the truth of those characters come out. That authenticity.
It's wonderful. It's when we did that one box set a while back.
Yeah.
And the Sarah Jane one on the oil rig.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was wonderful. Trencher Lore is a find, and I know they're starting to take some of the older actors out because they're getting, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose.
No one's getting any younger,
No, and you got to think. I mean, William Russell's in his mid-90s.
Yeah, he's not a young man anymore.
No.
It's that we've still got William Russell and Carol Ann Ford when we've lost so many.
If Davies is going to
came later.
Yeah, I would like to see Shooty meet Carol Ann Ford.
Oh God, that would be bliss, wouldn't it?
I really wanted her to meet Jodie.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to say this now that I think. I love the trailer for the Centenary, especially when I saw Ace and Tegan.
Yeah.
I bet they're more. Because the one thing I've really loved about the Chibnall era is he can keep a secret.
I don't know if there's going to be more classic companions.
Well, I know we're seeing Bradley.
I know we're seeing Bradley. I don't know if we're seeing... Ryan come back, but
he's in America. He's working over here, so
okay.
He's a star of a show coming out on AMC over here.
But this was filmed quite a while ago.
No, he that's why he left after the season before.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he got married.
Maybe they can do him a Skype call or something, or a YouTube video.
I'd be fine with
the YouTube.
Watch it end with a YouTube video.
Yeah. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
Nice. Yeah. But back to Big Finish. I think they're in a groove right now with this stuff. I'm looking forward to the second Doctor set comes out. What, like 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, soon, isn't it? I think. Yeah. Soonish, anyway. Soon in Doctor Who terms.
Well, they pump out so much stuff, and I've got to play catch up, and I can't afford it all right now, so I'm kind of being picky with it. I bought this to listen to it because you had listened, and I saw people commenting on it. I said, I can't wait. I need to listen to it. And then I texted Jeff, what was it, yesterday, and said, we're going to change topics. We're going to talk about this because I needed to talk about it with somebody. Because it
just makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy.
This is what I want out of Doctor Who.
It's like putting a pair of comfy slippers on and just sticking on a favourite black and white story, the Time Meddler, the Rescue, the Daleks. It makes me wish that they'd done that story back on Skaro with Stephen Noonan.
Oh, the Return to Scar one?
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the David Bradley stuff, but it did take me a long time to connect to it, and I had to go back and re-listen to the first couple of sets once I'd found
I got you.
Enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
It really...
Whereas with this, it was within the first scene of the Doctor and Dodo in the TARDIS, I was there. I was watching it in my mind. In my mind's eye.
Yes. Well, that's what the joy of these. So, folks, hey, we're going to wrap this up. I would rate this a 10 out of 10, and you need to really, if you're going to spend $20, because it's not much less than $20 in America, 20 American, you're going to get hours of enjoyment.
I think that comes with the warning. Yes, absolutely. For us, it's a 10 out of 10 set, and it is well worth getting and hearing. But if you struggle with replacement actors, and I know some people do, I know there are people that get it, then maybe not. Or go into it with an open mind.
I think it's one that if you've not embraced one of the new actors playing, this is a good one. I think you would enjoy. I think it is well conceived, it's well produced. He does a great job, and it's fun. And they don't try to do anything too big. Well, they do big things. I think they do big things, but I don't think they're trying to reinvent the wheel. And I think
they're trying to tell Doctor Who stories.
Yeah, I think I think. Correct me if you don't agree. It's that Briggs is he's making a change in the choice of stories they do. I think there is still the classic spin-off stuff, the stuff that I've been listening to for the last 10 years or whatever it is now that they've been pumping that stuff out. The Dalek Empire, the River Song. I mean, I listened to a bunch of the other stuff, but I think with Stranded and ending the box set era, those 4 box set era things, and doing this and doing the long form storytelling, the novels and the 7-parter, that he is like going, if I'm going to tell old Doctor stories, I want them to be of a certain quality.
Yeah.
I think I think Briggs is putting a lot of effort in to. Yes, we're going to start using more and more new actors. So when we do it, we have to make sure we hit all the notes right.
Exactly, yeah.
I think, but am I reading too much into it, or I mean,
I don't think so. I think there is definitely a streamlining of vision within Big Finish, and saying, look, if we're going to tell First Doctor stories, they're not going to be necessarily companion chronicles or read to you by one person. We're going to go the whole hog and do full audio stories like we do for Peter, Tom, Colin, Sylv, Paul, the living Doctors, Tennant, we're going to put as much into these and get as I was going to say as big a cast as possible, but that's not what I mean.
They're doing it 4 or 5 people.
It's a specific actor for each character, rather than someone having to spread themselves and
I listen to the Jacob Dugman stuff,
duties.
And that drives me crazy. I don't mind him, but I want to hear. I like that. That's what I think you get what I was saying. They are. It is a streamline. I think the pandemic, where they had to minimize their actors, taught them some valuable lessons. And now that they're back in the studio, they've had to focus on, I need to have 4 or 5 strong actors playing 6 or 7 parts.
It gave them an opportunity to refresh a brand that needed refreshing.
It did, and he talks about that the extra
where it needed refreshing. And this is what they've had the opportunity to do, and it's given them time to really refine a clarity of vision with where they want to go. Now, that not may be where all Big Finish fans necessarily want to go with them, and they may prefer.
You've got enough options, I think, There's a
but
lot
I think
of
there's enough options. Yeah.
People go, there's too much. You don't have to listen to it all. Don't. That's
It's
me.
like bringing back the Unbound Doctor, and now we're going to have the Fugitive Doctor, and we're going to have Sacha Dhawan's Master turning up.
I can't wait.
Are we going to get Sacha Dhawan and Michelle Gomez and John Culshaw as Roger Delgado and Anthony Ainley at some point?
I'm not going to hype
I can only hope.
I know. Hey, I liked the Eric Roberts Master set.
Yes, yeah, he's been really
good.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a biggest fan of the stories entirely, but
I like the first one and the last one. The middle one's weird.
Yeah. There was what I remember there being one where I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was the same way. It was the middle one. I was like, I like the first one. I like the last one. The middle one is.
But then there's that one that he turns up with Beaver's Master.
Yeah,
and
it's the most evil thing the Master's ever done. Is I know what happened. I've lived through the trauma. I think I'll cause it.
Yeah.
it's awful.
Yeah, he's the great Master.
Yeah.
But they all are. We've been really blessed with excellent Doctors and excellent Masters, and Doctor Who's just great. And it's we were talking before we started recording this episode how lucky and how on point Doctor Who casting has been.
It's Andy Pryor for TV. Good. It's Andy Pryor.
Yeah.
And Big Finish. It's everybody who knows. It's just word of mouth.
They
want to work for Nick. They want to work for Jason Haig-Ellery. They want to work for. They want to do. Oh, it's a Dorney script. I want to do it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's a Liz Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, when I see her name, boom, I'm happy. I know I'm going to enjoy the set. I'm never disappointed.
Yeah.
Miss Hopley, same way. If I see Simon's name on anything, I have found on Spotify the first three sets of the the twins that end up. I had to skip. I was not a big fan of the Key to Time sequel that had them in it.
I quite enjoyed that.
I'm going to go back and listen to that. And I haven't listened to, what is the name of that series that they're the stars of?
Oh, do you know what? Now you've thrown me.
But it's on Spotify. The first three box sets are on Spotify. So I'm going to listen to them and then I'll probably buy the 4 set, and then I will listen to the Peter Davison Louise Jameson box set that was a spin-off, that Simon wrote.
Does it begin with a V?
Yeah, something I don't remember. Hold on. But you know what I'm
talking
about.
I keep wanting to say Viennetta, but that's just my posh ice cream.
No, that's something else. I know what you're talking. Hold on a second. But I'm looking.
Vienna. Is it Vienna?
No, Vienna is the character that's in that Master set played by Chase Masterson.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. No, because she had her own set as well.
Yeah, they're going to do another one. She's she's from my favorite Star Trek. She was on Deep Space Nine. She was a semi-regular in Deep Space Nine. She was great. But I don't think she's the greatest actor, but I do enjoy her. I
can't remember what it's called. Big Finish has done so much stuff.
Hopped up the other day.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to know it, and this always happens.
Yeah, it is. Hold on a second.
See how we freeform our podcast episodes.
Simon Gurrier. Wow, man, there's a lot of Simon Gurrier on here.
Because it's the two sisters, isn't it?
It's the two sisters. It's called Graceless.
Graceless, that's it.
And the first 3 box sets. But I'm also looking here. His Blake Sevens are on here. His Short Trips are on here. A Dark Shadows on here, and an Iris Wild Time that he wrote is on here, on Spotify.
See, you can't go wrong with a bit of Iris as well. So.
I do. More Katie. Did you see Katie with TARDIS Monkey? The video talking about Antony, the gentleman who passed away.
No.
It's her. It's Katie with her arm around Ellie. And they're saying goodbye to Anton. I don't remember his last name. I just knew.
Yeah,
and he passed away. And just saying goodbye to him. And Katie holding her arm around Ellie, and she bends over and gives her a kiss on the forehead. It was very sweet. Katie's the best. Is the best. But yeah, I'm gonna do the Graceless and catch up on that.
Excellent.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff. There's stuff I like old Big Finish, and sometimes I enjoy that me and Vic are going back and we're listening to the Iris, and Vic's gonna listen to and talk this weekend. Me and her are gonna get together and talk. The Mummy Speaks from the Further Adventures of Charlotte Parlard box set with Guy the gorilla. I love that set. So, but there's a lot of good stuff. Is there another Big Finish that you've been listening to that you'd recommend?
I would recommend Old Friends, which was the
most recent.
Is it the most recent?
No,
there's another one that's just come out.
There's another one just come out that I haven't listened. I've got 2 sets to catch on.
I mean, Ninth Doctor and the Brigadier. Yeah, ain't gonna go wrong with that.
No, see, this is gonna be the stuff Jeff watches and listens to when he for Eccleston and Tennant, and eventually Smith and Capaldi if they come. This is gonna be the stuff the Big Finish stuff. This stuff he's gonna enjoy. That's my guess.
I don't know. There's something about Big Finish that, because it is heavily rooted in classic Doctor Who and that style of storytelling, that when they apply that to modern Doctors,
it gets a lot of the extra stuff off. It's a stripped down version.
It really just gets to the heart of the matter, and it hits a sweet spot with me. I love David Tennant in Big Finish. I love him in Big Finish. I think he's really, really good. But I struggle to watch his era on TV. And that's not his fault. It's not anyone's fault. It just doesn't resonate with me in quite the same way.
I agree.
It's weird.
When you said that the first time, I said, I don't see what he's saying. And I listened and I went, okay, I kind of get it. It's stripped down. There is something about classic Who that me during the pandemic, I've been watching since the pandemic, and now after it, I watched a lot more classic Who. And I'm enjoying
escapism where you don't have to invest in as much of your emotional being.
My emotional being is occupied right now.
Yes. Yeah. Fully.
They've got a full-time job, and so I want some escapism, and I want thought-provoking, but I need less of the soap opera.
I want intelligent. I want thought-provoking. I want emotional. But at the same time, I don't need that to be the only thing that is being wrung out of me.
Yeah.
I want to just be entertained and removed from myself for a little bit.
Yeah. And Big Finish, I think Big Finish does it. I
Big
missed
Finish
it.
does that beautifully.
Yeah, and did you miss it because you
beats.
You hadn't listened to it for a while. You took a break from it and came back and started, and you listened to a bunch of the spin-off stuff. Did that kind of refresh you? Go, oh, good. It's new Doctor Who stuff that it is just what I need. Because I'm finding that now the last couple weeks. Because I went from this to the Missy Monk set, and I'm like, wow.
I'll go through phases. I'll listen to. It's like in the week I'll listen. There's a couple of wrestling podcasts I listen to. I'm listening. There's an excellent serial killer podcast called All Killer No Filler.
Oh, that sounds amazing. You need to send me that link. That sounds amazing.
It is so good. It's darkly funny as well, which probably sounds incredibly inappropriate.
No. Heavy.
But it's two comedians who do the podcast, and it's because they're both obsessed with serial killers, true crime. Not spree killers though, only serial killers.
Yeah. So, folks, I'm going to recommend a Big Finish, and it's going to be The Scourge of the Cybermen. It's a masterpiece. John Coleshaw is a god, and you really need to listen to it. I mean, it's absolutely
And
amazing.
I'm nodding in agreement.
All right. So, Jeff, would you have one that you've listened to recently or did you?
Yeah. It was that long ago that we talked about
Yeah.
it.
You remind me.
It was Old Friends.
Old Friends.
Ninth Doctor, fourth set of his first series.
I think I will download that after I'm going to finish. I've already stopped listening to this Missy set 3 times to listen to something else. So I'm gonna take a break. But folks, we will be back when Jeff and me come back in 2 weeks. We will do Philip Hinchcliffe, and if we don't, we'll pick something else we want to talk about. But we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're freeform.
You know.
With jazz.
And me and Vic you'll get me and Vic next week talking about The Mummy Speaks with Charlotte Parlett and the Eighth Doctor. And then after that, I forget what is coming up. We are not running out of... Oh, are we out of Eccleston? No, we will be doing the last 2-parter of Eccleston.
I was going to say, you haven't got much left of him, have you?
No, we've got the 2-part.
Well, you can start series 1 of his.
That's exactly what we're doing. I don't really. I'm not a big folks. I'm going to say something. I gush about Big Finish, but there is a box set of Big Finish that I don't really like a whole lot, and it is the first Eccleston one. It was entertaining. It's not terrible.
I enjoyed it. I think they kind of eased him in gently.
Yeah, maybe too gently.
Which was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing.
I think it was the right move for Chris because it's been such a big thing about him coming back or not. I think baby steps was probably the best way to go.
But it could have been baby. Nick Briggs is written better. I was just a little. I hate to say I was a little disappointed in Nick.
I think everyone that's come afterwards has been better.
Because the second set was
Old
like
Friends
totally different.
Blindingly good.
Yeah,
blindingly good.
Everything. I've liked everything second, third, and I'm now going to listen to the fourth, and then the fifth one's out, so I'll have to get that. So, and there's robots. I still have to listen to some more robots.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
All right, one time at some point you and me are going to we're going to do an overview. We won't, because that'll give me an excuse to listen to it. Because if RTD wants to make me happy, he can have the 14th Doctor meet Liv.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just put Liv
11 or Rufus Hound's Monk or.
You know what? There's some he's a fan like us. He buys this stuff. So, Rufus, please, Rufus. Let's get the Monk back. Bring the Monk or Gemma Whalen. Have Gemma Whalen play the nun.
Have them both in an episode.
I have a feeling I'm going to do some shooty homework when we get closer. But I'm focusing on I can't wait for the centenary. I can't wait, and I'm ready. So.
Yes, yeah, mixed anticipation there.
Yeah,
bit of anticipation.
But that's not till, and it's going to come out around my birthday. So.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, October.
Mm-hmm. So, well, folks, we'll be back, and we'll be talking more Doctor Who. Me and Jeff hadn't talked in a while. I need to do this more often, Jeff. You and me going on tangents is some of the best medicine in the world. I enjoy talking Doctor Who with you more than anybody else. And I'm going to try to line us up some guests.
Oh.
No, I do, man.
Yeah.
I will say this. This has been a tonic through a rough few years, and me and Jeff both have, everybody has stuff going on in their life, and we both have it, and these little moments, these help. So
yeah, they do.
I appreciate it.
They do. However, I have got to get up in...
oh, shit.
6 hours.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye. Jeff, goodbye. And if you can find us at Gallifrey's MW Pod or at the Runcible Report. And you know what? We look forward to seeing you somewhere in time or space.